Are you tired of watching your website's rankings drop, your traffic numbers dwindle, and your conversions disappear? Well, what if I told you that you can find and fix those problems for free? Hey, my name is David, and in this video, that's exactly what we're going to be covering. I'm going to show you step by step exactly how to audit your website for free. Websites naturally decay over time. This causes you to lose your rankings, traffic, and of course then also revenue. As websites age, links can break, site architecture can become muddled and confusing, and even your most valuable pages can change over time. This can also lead to authority decay. So the links coming from other websites to your domain, the link flow, the link equity, the link juice, whatever you want to call it, you should be able to siphon that directly where you want it to your most important pages. But if these change over time, some of those links might be broken, they might go to the wrong pages, and that leads to some decay in the strength of your most valuable pages. And that, of course, leads to the loss of those three things we mentioned earlier: rankings, traffic, and revenue. To nip this in the bud, though, what we need to do is a site audit. And you should do one of these quite regularly, once a month to 2 to 4 times a year. To perform a useful site audit, what we need is a powerful tool. And that's where today's sponsor comes in, Ahrefs. They have a variety of free webmaster tools for website owners and operators, and the tool that we want to look at today is the Site Audit. You can access the Site Audit tool and the other webmaster tools by going to ahrefs.com/AWT or clicking the link in the description. Then all you need to do is sign up for a free account and then verify the ownership of your website. Let's hop into the computer and I'll show you how to get set up, what to look for, and also exactly how to fix it with some real sites. And let's just jump into it. Okay, I'm on Ahrefs Webmaster Tools page here. If you haven't got an account yet, what you can do is you can click the sign up for free button here. If you do have an account, then go to the sign in on the top right. So I'm going to set up an account and show you from scratch what to do. So let's go and click the sign up for free button. Now you can sign up with Google, with Facebook, or just with an email address. I'm going to go with Google. Just click the I accept the terms and conditions, so you can go through that and then accept that, and then click sign up with Google. Then pick your account and then sign into that. You can complete your account by just completing this short little survey. So where did you hear about Ahrefs? I'm just going to go and say from Google, continue. Now we can add our first projects to Ahrefs, so we can import the websites that we have access to. And this is also going to verify our ownership and allow us to do a complete site audit on that website through the Site Audit tool for free. So for this tutorial, I'm just going to use Google Search Console. What you want to do is just click the import button on the left here by Google Search Console. And then click the account, not the account that you're using for Ahrefs, but the account that has access to the Google Search Console with the websites to allow it to verify. So I'm going to click on that one. And then you're going to have to allow access. And now you'll get a list of all of the different projects that they can find in your Google Search Console. You can go and select the ones that you want to import. So I'm going to go and select 2 of them here. And these will also be the ones that I'll be showing you demonstrations of real websites and how you can correct some of the most common errors that I find with not just my websites, but with other websites that I also audit I come across. So we can go and just click crawl external links as well. That's just going to give us some more information about some of the links that we're linking out to. And we can just hit the import button once you're happy with all of these, that you've selected the websites that you want to audit. Once you've done that, you can land on Ahrefs dashboard, and that's going to show you the projects that you've imported. It'll give you an overview of some of the things like backlinks, traffic, keywords, the domain rating of the sites, etc. And what it's also going to do, it's going to start a crawl immediately once you've brought it in. So it's going to start crawling your website and providing some valuable data for your site audit that you can then go and look through and then make those changes on your site. So this is going to be crawling now in the background, and while we're waiting for that to finish crawling, what we can do is adjust some project settings. So for that, what we want to do is click on Site Audit here in the top. And then I'm just going to go to the website I want to choose. So I'm going to go with podcast. And then I'm going to click on the gear icon in the top right corner here. And then open project settings. Okay, now this is going to give us the auditing settings that we want. You can choose how often you want this audit to run. So generally once a week for most sites is fine. You can pick the day, the time. If you have a high frequented website, what you want to do is generally pick the time where you'll be getting the least amount of traffic. That way, if you regularly reach the limits of the load that your server can handle, you're not going to be putting strain on it when it's most needed. So if you need to change anything here, you can just go and click daily, monthly, weekly. You can change your days, the time, etc. Okay, and then just hit the save button. We haven't done any changes here, so I'm just going to move on. URL sources. This again, if you have any specific needs, you can go and you can click and change these. But for most people, most website operators, owners, you won't need to change anything here. So let's go to crawl settings, and here is where we do have a few things that we might want to tweak if we need to. So under the speed settings here, you can choose how many parallel requests can be made. Generally, for most sites, again, the default settings that you get by Ahrefs are generally what you want to stick to. But if you have a large number of pages that need to be crawled in a short amount of time, and your server can handle the load, then you can adjust this slightly. I wouldn't put it all the way up to 30. And you can also change the delay between requests. So if you're doing 10 or 20 requests a second or simultaneously, you can change this to a couple of seconds in between that. Generally though, for most people, just leave this as it is. It should be fine. Otherwise, you'll put more load on your server, and that can lead to downtime for real visitors actually visiting your site. Again, under the settings section here, these really you can leave all checked as is. The HTTP status of external links, that has been checked when we set up this project. If it's not checked, you can also check this. And then Ahrefs crawler will also follow a link out of your website and basically just see if that's an HTTPS link, if it's an HTTP link, and if it is an HTTP link, then you might want to remove that link or change that link to a forced HTTPS link so that your users have a more secure experience and they're flowing to more secure pages. Again, limits. There's not really anything you want to change here for most people. If you have anything specific to your situation, then you might want to do that. The same thing about authentication, core web vitals. If you want to do that, you can also set that up. But for this, don't think you really need to do that too much. One setting that you may want to change is the user agent under robots instructions. So this is just choosing between what version of your website the Ahrefs crawler should visit, the desktop or the mobile version. Generally, the mobile option is best for most sites, as Google uses mobile-first indexing. But if your site's primary crawler is Google's desktop bot, then you can stick to the desktop agent. This is important because even though most websites and themes are completely responsive for the device that you're using, so mobile or desktop, tablet, it'll change so that it matches the device that you're using. Even though it's completely responsive, sometimes elements that you use on a page only appear on mobile and only appear on desktop. So if Google's mobile crawler is crawling your pages first, you want to have the same type of crawler going to your pages so it can pick up the same type of problems that Google might find on your pages as well. Now, to find your site's primary crawler, what you can do is go to Google Search Console and then open up the property, the correct website that you want to find the crawler for. Go to Settings, and then under the About section, you'll have indexing crawler, and then it'll say Google smartphone, like this one, for example. So I know that this website's primary crawler is the mobile crawler. So I should go to the project settings in Ahrefs, and I should change the user agent to mobile. I'm going to hit the save button on that. And now we can go and look at the same thing for the other site. If I go here, again, let's just show you that from the beginning. Once you open that property, you can go to settings, and then you can see here indexing crawler under the About section is Google Desktop. So this is the desktop crawler. Generally, the desktop crawler is used until the site reaches a certain amount of traffic or a certain amount of crawls. I'm not quite sure on where that boundary is, but that's something that I have observed, that most small sites tend to be on desktop until they get a certain amount of traffic or a certain amount of crawl budget on their site. And then they move to the mobile first indexing. Now, thanks to the power of editing, our audit is complete, and we can see that we have got a health score here shown. What we can do is we can click over here, and that's going to take us to the site audit, or we can go to the top. We can just click here by the health score, and that'll show us our audit overview. So this is the overview on the site audit. You can pick past audits over here if you want to compare. You can also add certain segmentations, so you can add filters basically on the different pages that it'll look at, for example, and a whole bunch of different other options if you want. But for this, we're going to look at the overview, and then we're going to dive into some specific things that you should look out for to fix errors on your website ASAP. So on the right here, this is the important side. You can see we've got 16 errors, we've got 229 warnings and 48 notices. So it's important to remember that these are also suggestions. So there might be a reason for you having something here. So not all errors need to be changed. Not all warnings or notices need to be changed. These are just suggestions based on standards that the crawlers look for. So if you know for a reason why something is there, then you can also just ignore that and leave it as it is. But generally, under the error section, most of these are things that you want to correct and change as well. So at the bottom here, you can see the top issues, and this is just a list now of the errors and the warnings rated basically from top to bottom of what is most important. And you can see here we've got broken images, orphan pages, 404 pages, meta description tags are missing, 3xx redirects, etc. Okay. You can click the View All Issues, and that's going to take us to all of the issues that the audit has found. And you can also click All Tracked, and that's going to show you all of the different things that the audit has checked for. And it'll also show you, of course, 0 by these because it didn't find anything that you may have had. Now, if you look on the right, there's a question mark. This question mark is very useful because it tells you exactly how you can go about fixing this problem. So if I click, for example, the 404 page, under the question mark, it tells us that what this issue is and then also how to fix it. And then you can click the View Affected URLs and then you can go about fixing them. So enough of that theory. What we can do is hop into a practical example. So the first internal issue to look out for is internal pages that have errors. So 404 pages, 500 pages, pages that time out, that type of thing. You can find these here in the report at the top. So under the internal pages, you can see we've got 404, 4xx page, 500, 5fx, timeout, and HTTP mixed content as well. So in our audit, we only found one page. You can go to the right here, you can click on the question mark item. It's going to tell you exactly what the issue is, how to fix that issue, and then you can also look at the View Affected URLs. So for this example, I'm going to go and click on the View Affected URLs. And immediately I can see that here's the URL, this is the broken URL, and this is the page that it was found at on the right. So immediately I can see that there is some, there must have been a typo that went on here when this hyperlink was placed, and that we can fix quite easily. Now to do this, what you want to do is just click on the broken link here on the left, and that's going to show you again here where it was first found. It's going to tell you, okay, 404, this page is not being found. And what we can do is we can go to all in links, and that's going to show us the actual link with the anchor text that we want to look for and on what page that is. So if this page has been linked to, so say for example, you've deleted a page and there's a 404 error because on multiple pages, it's going to show you here a list of all of those pages with the specific anchor text that's linking to that, if there is anchor text. That you should then look for. So for example, I'll click on the this page, I'll open up the page, and then just here by this open a new window in a new tab button, if I click on that, it's going to open up the page. Let's just get rid of that. And now if I go and I do a Control F search or Command F search and then type in Tuscany, as that was the anchor text that we saw over here. So I just went back. If I show you this anchor text, I'm looking for that. If I look on this page, I can see, okay, we've got one search. Here's Tuscany over here. If I hover over that, I can see this is the 404 error that we're getting. And you can see that page can't be found. So now all that we have to do is get rid of that, either correct the link, or we can remove the link, or we can set up a 301 redirect showing that and link that into a more reliable page as well. So as this is a link here, what we can do is we can change it. So I'm going to go and edit post. Using WordPress is quite easy then to do, so you can just edit the post, click on that link, and we can get rid of it. Oops. So if I edit here, we can see, okay, there is that EFBFBB, whatever that is, we can get rid of that. We can click that, we click here, we can see, just go and open that in a new tab, and we can see, okay, now it works. Perfect. Hit the update button, and that 404 error has been resolved. Depending on what type of 404 errors you run into, that might be a little bit different for you. The next common issue that you want to look out for is no index pages that should actually be indexed. It's quite self-explanatory. These are pages that have been set to no index, so search engines do not index them in the search results, but they should actually be indexed because they should be found and crawled by search engines. Now to find this, you can go again either to actual if you have any here. So you can see under indexability, we've got no index pages, 17 of them have been found. Most sites will have no index pages because you should have some pages, or you generally don't have to index all of the pages. There's a lot of pages that makes sense not to index them. So if we just click here, you can also go to all tracked if you don't find this, and then that'll be under the indexability here. And then if you can't find it there, it'll probably be under 0 here. But as I said, most websites should have this. You can just click on this. You can see here again, we've got the question mark. It's going to tell us what this is. No index meta tag is here. And then how you can fix this. You can then go and read through that. But what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it now by going to view affected URLs. And now we can look for some pages here that have no index setting. That should actually be set. So these 307s are temporary redirects. These we can keep. These are just affiliate links that have been masked to the domain, the specific domain. But these here with HTTP 200, these are actual pages that are on the site. But for example, the impressum, that I don't want to be indexed. That's something you just need in Germany that you have to have. I don't want that to be indexed, but the disclaimer, I might want to have indexed. So if I want to index this page, all I have to do is click on this page here, and then I can go and open the URL here. It'll take me to this page. Here's the disclaimer. I can go to edit page. And then if you're using something like RankMath or Yoast, you can open up their settings. And then there will be a advanced meta tag options here. And then you can change your robots meta here on the right. So it's currently set to no index. All we have to do is click index, and it's going to change that. And then I'm going to hit the update button. And now search engines will actually try and index this page if they find it. The third common issue that you want to look out for is missing H1 tags. And I find this is most commonly missing on pages, like for example the homepage. So you can scroll down here in the section under content, and you'll find your H1 tag missing or empty. So again, if you click on the question mark, it's going to tell you why it's missing and how to fix it. So you should add an H1 tag basically. We can go and look at the view affected URLs because we have 6 issues on this site. And one of the most common things is having it on the homepage. The homepage generally isn't built out. This is a tester site that I haven't really touched for a couple of years now. Pre-SEO David, this site's making about 10,000 page views a month with Pinterest. So it's not really things that you needed to do. But if you want to optimize it for SEO, you need to actually make these changes. The homepage is often overlooked. It's often for blog. It's often just a blog roll. And there's no actual H1 of that blog, what this blog's about, telling Google, telling search engines exactly what that site's about. And that's what you want to change. So for example, I've got homepage here, we've got all stories, that's just a blog roll, and then different pages of the blog roll. The pagination, again, that's something that we want to change as well. But for this example, we want to go and look at the H1 on the homepage. So if I just click that, and again, if we click here by the full URL, it's going to open up in a new tab. And now we can see this page. If we go and use Ahrefs SEO toolbar, we can also see here that there's no H1 here. We've got H2s, we've got H2s, but we don't have any H1s. So that is a problem, and it's quite simple to change. All we have to do is go to edit the page, and then we can just add an H1 here. So for example, if I go to container here, if I insert before, I can go and add a container. And then in a container, I'm going to center align that, and I'm just going to add a headline here. And I will just go and change this to an H1. Now, if you're not using, this is GeneratePress, and GenerateBlocks. If you're not using GeneratePress and GenerateBlocks, what you can do is you can just go here and go / headline or heading, and then just use WordPress's general or default Gutenberg block for headings. And then over here, you can see you can select H1, and then you can type the headline or the heading, the H1 of the specific page over here. Now I'm using GenerateBlocks and GeneratePress, so I'm just going to add here podcast, and let's just go with South or Africa and Europe. Haven't really thought of this for trying to get a keyword in here, but let's just go with Africa and Europe travel blog. And then you can go and add some other styling, whatever you want to do with that afterwards. So let's just go and do some spacing here quickly. Just go and round 50 padding, that's fine. We can go and add a background color. We can go and make the text white. And you can basically go and do as much styling as you would like here. Gonna go and full width all of this. And one last thing, what I want to do is go and put a -25 margin on the top. hit the update button, and if we now go and look at that page, minus 25 is not enough. We're going to go minus 30 that. So this is all dependent on your theme, how you want, and just how you want to style it. Not really anything that everyone would need to be doing. And now we can see we've got our H1 right here at the top. So you can want to style this. You can have this as your headline. You can have some call to action, some buttons, telling people exactly where they should go, sign up for a newsletter, whatever you want to do. You can do that. This is just a simple example. And now if we go and use the Ahrefs SEO toolbar, we can see that here's our H1, and you can see that it's now the top of our H2s, and that is looking a lot better. The next common issue that you find in a lot of older sites or sites that people haven't really done a lot of SEO work on is multiple H1 tags. And if you go to your all issues section here or to issues, you'll find here under multiple H1 tags, if there are any pages listed, you'll see them here. Again, question mark will tell you what it is. Pages shouldn't have more than one H1 so that the search engines can understand exactly what that page is about. If there are multiple H1s on the page, you can go here to view affected URLs. And then you'll see all of the pages on the left here. And now, as the site is quite old and it wasn't optimized for SEO, it was optimized for social, you can see that if we go to, let's go with this most Instagrammable places in Italy. If I click on the full URL, if I open it up, let's just close these. If I open up Ahrefs SEO toolbar, we can see that we've got the heading H1, and then we've got the H2s here of the different places. But you can see that the title of the page is the H1. This is generally on a blog post. The title is the H1 on the page. So you don't have to actually have an H1 in the page itself. This is something that is overlooked in a lot of SEO courses and stuff like that because it's just something so simple that people forget to include. But if you are new to writing websites, you generally think, okay, I have to put H1, and then H2, then H3. So H1 is the title of the page, and you can start in the body of your content with H2s as the paragraph subheadings. And that you can see here is then wrong. So what you can do is go and edit this post. And now all that we have to do is, as this is the exact same, what I can do is I can just remove this, or I can change this to an H2, and then I'd have to go and change all of these to H3s, as there is a hierarchy of headings. So this H3 falls under this H2 section, and that'll be the same for using an H3 or H4. They should fall underneath the hierarchy of one another. Now, as this is the same thing as the title, it's not really adding any value. What I'm going to do is I'm going to remove that H2, and I'm just going to leave this as an H2, and all of these are H2s as well, so those are fine. This post can be optimized further later on, but this is just for this example of multiple H1s. Hit the update button, and once this is finished loading, we can view that post. Once again, if we go and open up Ahrefs SEO toolbar, we can see that here, that title here at the top is now the H1, and the H2s are fallen underneath that nicely like they should be. Another common issue that you want to look out for is redirect loops. These are just, if you have two specific redirects, the one redirects to the other one and that one redirects to that one, you get that endless loop, and then the page doesn't load and you get a timeout error. So if you're looking for that on the issues, it'll be here in the all issues section. You can just find it quite quickly under redirects. But if none have been picked up, you can go to all issues and we can go here to redirects, and then you can see your redirect. So for this example, we don't have any, but if I set one up, we can see what happens. So if I go here to just the redirections plugin in Rank Math, I've set up some redirects here for resource pages. So if I go and I open this and I type it in, this has got a redirect to a resource page, which then redirects to the best resource page, which then redirects to the resource page. And you've got this endless cycle, and as you can see, the page can't load. It's not working, it's redirected too many times. This is a loop. All that we want to do to fix this is go to the affected page or the affected redirect. So generally the best thing to do is go to your redirection plugin. So for example, I'm using Rank Math, and I can see here, okay, best resources is pointing to resources, and resources is pointing to best resources. So I'm going to look at which page is the one that's actually that's there. So we can go to our pages. I'm going to look for, what do we have here? We have a resource page, I believe. I think it's just resources. Okay, so resources is here. I obviously can't open that, but if I go here to quick edit, I can see that the slug is resources. So I can go and this resources page here, I can delete this or I can edit this however I like. If it's supposed to redirect to a different page, I can do that. But because it shouldn't, I can just go and delete this. And now that redirect is missing. So if someone types in best resources or resources, it's both going to link them to the podcast.co/resources page. So if I just go and click this, you'll see what I mean. You can see that changed automatically. And if someone goes here to this page, if they just view it, you can see that loads brilliantly, perfectly like it should as well. And that's a redirect loop. Another common issue with redirects is having redirect chains. And this is if you change the slug or the URL, the permalink of a page multiple times, and you have an automatic redirect plugin that then changes that, or you manually change the redirects as well. So let's say, for example, you have a long URL like how to change a car tire in 2023. You change that to just how to change a car tire, and then you change that again to change a car tire, and then you change it again to just change a tire. You've got 4 redirects that could point to that one chain. So if someone's got how to change a car tire in 2023 as their actual link that goes to your page, it has to first bounce through all of those different redirects until it gets to your page, and that can slow down the load time, and that can also break if something breaks in between there. Now to find this, you can go to actual again and look under redirects, and you'll find redirect chain, or to all tracked, and then over here under the redirect section you've got redirect chain. If you click that, you'll be able to see, okay, what do we have here? So now we've got redirect chains. If we look here just at the top, we've got podcast.co start a blog, and that is our URL, the first one that has been found. And then it links to start a travel blog, how to start a travel blog, how to start a successful blog, and that leads then to the actual page that is working with a 200 code. So these are all permanent redirects, and it takes us to this how to start a travel blog. Now this page is the final one that works. You can see the HTTP status is okay. If we just click on that. But this here is the redirect chain that it has found, where it started. We can look here, you can see, okay, there's only one inlink, so that's fine. If we just click on this, it's going to tell us where it is. So it's on the home page, and its anchor text is start a travel blog today. What we can do to change this is we can just go here to fix this, fix the redirect chain. What you want to do is go to the source link. If it's on your site, if it's on someone else's site, you've got a bit of outreach to do. Otherwise, it's a bit more tricky, not really something that's worth your time, unless it's perhaps a big link. But generally, the ones on your side is what you want to try and change. Things are under your control. You can then go to that page where that link has been found. So, for example, you're on the home page, and then we can do a Control F search, and we can see that the anchor text that we saw by the inlinks here was start a travel blog today. So if I just click that here, you can see it takes us here to this button at the bottom. And now all we have to do is go and edit this page and change that button's link to the actual, so you can see that start a blog, and that's the one that has linked through all 5 of these redirect chains. So we want to link it to this one over here, the actual how to start a travel blog one. So you can just click this as well, just to make sure that this is the URL that you want to link to. I'm going to copy that, paste it in here, and let's just do that. So if I just click here and make sure that's the right one, that is. We can hit the update button, that is sorted. Now go and you click this button. If now someone clicks this button, it's going to load a lot quicker than it would if it had to go through all of those loops to get to this actual page. The next issue that we want to look at is broken images, and these are like broken links or broken pages that are just images that are on your site, that have been linked on your site, but it can't be found on your website, or the crawlers can't find it, so it gives a broken image error. And you can find that here at the bottom under the image section, or again, if you go to all tracked, you can go and find it under the images section here. If you just scroll, here we go, broken images, or image broken. Again, you can click on the question mark, it's going to tell you exactly what's happening. Images can't be displayed, how to fix it. Replace or remove is basically what you want to do here. So you click viewed affected URLs. It's going to tell you all of the images that it can't find. And then you can go and click over here by the number of image links, and it's going to tell you the URL of where that specific image actually is. So if I go here to About Us, we can see that here this looks like a broken image. Here we've got the broken image sign as well. Here we've got a broken image. So this seems to be a broken image on all of this About section. So there have been some images that have been deleted. What we can do is just go to Edit Page, and then you can select So here's a broken image. You can go and remove this. And this one over here, for example, you can then go and replace. You can go and upload a new image, or you can go and open the media library and then replace that. If you look here, you can see this hasn't been optimized very well. You even got copy of whatever it is, this thing. So even the title text hasn't been optimized for this. As I said, this has been optimized for social and not for SEO. There's a lot of stuff that needs to be done to this website. But this is telling us exactly where we should start. Okay, so I haven't changed that yet, but I will do that when we're offline. The next issue that we want to look at is orphan page or dead ends. So orphan pages are pages that have no internal links pointing to them, and dead ends are pages that have no internal links pointing out of them. So if you've got link equity, if you've built up other domains pointing to your pages, you want to link out and move things, move the link equity, the link juice, whatever you want to call it, move it through your website in the most reasonable way, and you want to point it to the most important pages as well. So there's no point having a page that's got a dead end where some links come into it, but it's not pointing anywhere. It's not moving that strength that you've gained from these external backlinks to pages that could use it more than that link page, for example. And orphan pages with no internal links also have no additional strength. They have nothing really to point them up. This helps with indexing of that specific page, but it also gives it some extra strength to rank higher in Google. To find these, you can go to the all issues section if you have any. Under the links, indexable, you'll find orphan page, has no incoming internal links. Or you can go to all tracked, and hereby, let's go to links, indexable, orphan pages. You can see has no incoming links. You can also go and see your page has no outgoing links. So these would be the dead ends. You can see it's 0 here, but generally, most pages have links in the, if I just go and show you, you have a lot of links like in the menus here, in the footer. These don't really count too much in terms of orphan pages or dead ends. You want to have in-content links that are actually on the page itself. And to do that, to find these, what you can do is add some filters to remove some of the amount of links that is picked up. So, for example, under orphan pages, if I go to advanced filters here, I can go and I can say that the minimum amount of all links should be more than, let's go and say 3. So this is going to depend on your site, how many general links, how many navigational links you have that you want to get rid of. So if I go and I say, it shows you a 10 results match, 10 pages here, you can have a look here and you can see, okay, how many Ahrefs links are there. If I click on this, I can see that this one has got a homepage link. You can see here we've got a category page, so that's most likely something from a category. Again, so not something that we really need. But here we've got an article, and that could be something that we want to link to. This one over here could also be an article, 25 best gifts. So that could also be something that's an article. We can then look and we can see, okay, this is a category and this is a blog feed. So this is something we want to add an internal link to, as this is an actual orphan page. This most cliched travel destinations, sorry, if we click the href in links, we can see again, we've got the category and blog role. That's something we want to add some links to then. So what you want to do is then go to a relevant page and then link to this page from that. So if this is most cliched travel destinations, we could have an article. One of them may be, let's go and have a look. One of the most cliched travel destinations could be Paris, Pisa. So we can go, if we have an article about Pisa, we can write about saying that this is one of the most cliched travel destinations, like for example, the Taj Mahal, and then that can then link to this article, a relevant internal link pointing to this one that'll help this article get a boost up in the ranking and also help it get crawled by the crawlers. And for dead ends, it's pretty much a similar story. What you want to do is then go to the issues, find that dead end. So even if it doesn't show you, what you want to do is go to pages, no outgoing links, and then we're going to add an advanced filter. We want to show, okay, it once should have, depending on how many outgoing links you have on your page again. So if I show you again, if we go to podcast.co, you can see that if we go to just an article, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. And then we've got these latest posts here. And then we have more links at the bottom here. So we've got a whole bunch of internal links, at least 20 or so internal links that are not that are not counted. These are navigational links that are going to be on all of the pages. So we want to sort of remove those, and then we can see the pages that we're left with. Number of external outlinks, we want to get rid of that as well. That should be set to 0. So if we're going to look at 20 gives us 2 results, so that's the least. We can have a look here. Privacy policy and contact us page, we don't have to worry about that. 21 links, we've got 7 results, and now we can see, okay, this is a category page, there's no articles here, so we want to look for blog articles or pages with actual content, not just a generated category page or blog roll or something like that. So we've got archives, again, a bunch of archives, so nothing here of value that we want to do or want to look at. So we're going to keep going through these and look for until we reach the point where we find articles. And then basically you can mark that number down as, you know, that's the general number that shows internal links for you. So, okay, so 26 links is the number that we want to have here. We want to have at least the number of internal links are less than or equal to 26 for this website, but for your website it'll obviously be different depending on how many links you have, navigational links. And we can see here, okay, we've got one article here, another article. So if we go to this Lighthouses in Kiel article, we can see that if we look through the content, there's no links. We've got an external link here to Wikipedia for the image. We have no links. Again, we have no links. So there's just 2 external links to Wikipedia. There's nothing that's actually keeping the link equity on this page on the domain. All of this is linking out, which is fine. You should link out to relevant sources, but you want to also link to your own content, to relevant content that users can stay on your site, and also that the crawlers can look at through more of your site as well. And to do that, all you have to do is add some internal links on this page to relevant pages. The next common issue to look at is missing alt text. So this is just, alt text is used to describe what an image is and helps search engines understand the context of an image. You can find it under the image section here and missing alt text. And under the missing alt text, you can see we've got 12 URLs that it has found. Again, you can go to the question mark and you see exactly what is the issue and how to fix it. So you want to make sure each of your images has a concise and descriptive alt text. Don't want to do any keyword stuffing or anything like that. You can go to view affected URLs here, and then it's going to show you on the left the URL with the images without alt text, and on the right is going to be the image. So we can see here we've got some 404 errors. So these don't have any alt text, but these images are also broken that we had in the previous example. But these ones, for example, are missing alt text. If we look here, we can see this is an archives page, this is a blog page. So the first thing with a blog page or with an article, a blog post or article, these are the easiest to change. What you want to do is just go to this article. For example, let's open up the article here quickly. We can go to the post, and then we can go and look for the image. Okay, so there's nothing really descriptive in terms of what this image is, in terms of trying to find it. So we're going to have to just scroll through the article here. And what you can do is just click on these, and you'll see on the right, under the block settings, the alt text. If it's empty, you want to add an alt text to that. And then you can see here, okay, that's the Mosque Cathedral. So this image over here, for example, has been flagged. There's no alt text. There we can add an alt text and explain what this image is. What is it? It's the Patio de los Naranjos. Let's go and add that in there. And we can hit the update button. And now you can do that for all of the images that you find that have missing alt text. If you have a issue with regarding an archive that has a missing alt text, like this, for example, here, we've got Africa Archives. To do this, what you want to do is go to the media library itself and then add an alt text to this file. So to do that, you can just go and visit your dashboard, WordPress dashboard of your site. Go to the media library, so media library. And now under the search bar here, we can then go to the missing alt section. And now here, just past the uploads / here, we want to copy everything after that. So from 2020, copy all of that. So just go and Command C or Control C. I'm going to copy all of that. Go to the media library here in the search bar. We're going to hit Enter, and then that's going to give us the file which has that missing alt text. You can see no title. It hasn't been optimized at all. What we can do is just go Edit, and then we can scroll down and use the alt text. So we can go and add that. This is dead flay in Sossusvlei in Namibia. Dead flay in Sossusvlei in Namibia. So And that's what this tree is here. This is dead flame. So I've described what this image is exactly, and then I can update that. And if we're going to update this properly, if we're going to optimize this properly, we can also add a proper title here as well. So dead flay in sauceless flay. And just go desert like that, and then hit the update button, and you can do that. But generally, if you're looking for the alt text, this is just a section that you would have where you'd add that. And that'll solve the missing alt text for your archive pages, blog roll, that type of thing. So generally, your featured image, this is going to be the thing that you're going to be changing here. What you can also do is, if you have the featured image, if you have a problem with the featured image, we can go and let's go and look for that. So if we go to this article, we can open that up and go edit post. And the featured image is sometimes not in the article. And you can see this is that dead flay. So this is that problem that we had. I've already changed this now, as you can see in the media library. So now it's picked that up here. So you've got the alt text, we've got the title has been changed to that. And that has now got in an alt text. Another problem that you might have is HTTP and HTTPS mixed content. This is if you've got a page that is on a secure server with HTTP. So for example, here you can see the connection is secure, but for example, an image on this page or something that's embedded on this page is coming from another website or something that you've uploaded. That link is an HTTP, so a non-secure element that you've added to your page. That is a security risk for some of your visitors, and some browsers might tell visitors that when they visit your site that there is unsecure content on this page or insecure content on the page, and that can deter people from visiting your page. It can also deter the crawlers from scanning those pages and continuing to scan the rest of your website. So that is something you want to fix up as well. You can look and find that under the all tracked section here under issues, internal pages, HTTPS, HTTP mixed content. It'll tell you over here. And again, you can just click the question mark item. It's going to tell you everything I've just mentioned now as well, and then how you can go about fixing that. So basically just remove or amend the infringing content, and that'll sort out that problem. Another common issue when auditing websites, especially older websites, is slow pages. Now, under the issues, you can find slow pages down by performance. Over here, you can see 6 slow pages were crawled. And again, like before, you can go to the question mark, and it's going to tell you a little bit why this is an issue and how you can fix that. So the HTML code took a long time to load. Loading speeds of a web page is a ranking signal for Google, and it affects user experience. So if someone types in a query or question into a search engine and they click on your page because it's in the top results, if it takes more than 2 or 3 seconds, there's a high chance that they're going to go back to the search engine, back to those search results, and click on a competitor or another article and go to that. So that's a bounced user. That's going to send a negative signal to the search engine about your page, and that could shift it down in the rankings, causing you to lose traffic and of course lose revenue. If we now go and look at the affected URLs here, you can see that we've got 6 URLs again, and you can see the size of the page. You can see the time to first byte. So when the first byte was loaded, how long it took to load thereafter, and depth, indexability, and stuff like that. But what we really want to do is just go and take this URL. So we can just copy this entire URL. And to get a bit more information about what's slowing this specific URL down, we can go and open up PageSpeed Insights. So pagespeed.web.dev, paste that into PageSpeed Insights, let that load a bit. Once that has finished loading, we can go down, we can see that we've got a performance score of 51 here. We can see that this is quite a slow page. If on mobile, we go to desktop, it's a lot better, but it's still not perfect. Go to mobile. Now what you can do with PageSpeed Insight, it gives you opportunities and diagnostics here, so it can help show what you can do to improve. So for example, if we go here, we can see that Ezoic is slowing this down, or that we should use Ezoic for cloud caching on this because it's using Ezoic, and we can see that there are a lot of JavaScript stuff here. So for example, Google Ads, Google Tag Manager, that type of stuff is causing it to load slowly. And we can basically look here. Normally you'll find things like images being too large, or JavaScript and stuff not being optimized, and you can then use an optimization plugin, or you can make images smaller. You can use an image optimization plugin like Short Pixel, that type of thing, and that can just speed up your page loading time. For this though, As it is running ads, it's got a bit of a performance score. We are using Ezoic. What I can do here, like it says here, is use the Ezoic cloud caching. This should be there, but what I can do is go to Ezoic and check, and if it isn't, I can activate it and make sure that it is optimized correctly for the site, so it does load a little bit quicker. This is a site audit though. Site audits are generally unique to a specific website that is being audited. So you'll have to look at what is the results that come into your website, and then you can check out how you could go and fix them. Now, as I said already, a deep audit is good to do once every month or at least 2 to 4 times a year, just to get down, make sure there aren't any real serious problems that could be causing your site issues that might not be there currently, but it might cause you issues further down the line when an update rolls around or something like that, where algorithms make a lot of changes at once. If you have seen a large traffic drop from a core update, then don't make changes immediately. Wait for about a week until it's finished rolling out, until you do a deep audit and we can really check into what is the root cause, because a lot of the times during core updates, things go down, but then they come right back up at the end of the update. And sometimes it can happen also just after the update has happened. So you want to give that a little bit of time and not really interfere with that if it does bounce you back. And after that, you can still do a deep audit to make sure that you are optimized as well as you could be as well. And if you are going to optimize your articles, you might as well optimize them so they can rank for hundreds of keywords. In this video here, I show you exactly how to do that. And that's pretty much it from me. I'm going to see you in the next one. Ciao.